friend and professor of history at Cornell, Tej Nagaraja. We looked back at the biggest stories of the year and all the lessons that we can learn from 2020. So definitely listen to the Bitchuation Room podcast wherever you get podcasts, and also on my YouTube channel at Franny Hill.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, you gonna run?
Stay safe
you
out there.
Run,
stay safe
pussy?
out there. And tune in to the top 10 later on.
Really? Isn't that funny? The damaged report. Under the Fair Use Act of 1776. Oh, I'm sorry, 1976. This is someone I know as Chuck Bomber Shane from St. Louis. I was drugged and abused by this man. Now, I don't know who this bitch is, but I'll tell you what, this dude's dick ain't big enough to hurt nobody. So let's rock and roll. Because he's got a little fat friend from Lutheran North that we're going to peep into today, too. I've fucking had it. A bunch of losers that act like they're your friends and drop dime when they sell their souls. Well, what a nice bunch of people. God love them in St. Louis. They're so divided. Now you got the whole United States crying like little bitches, saying, oh, we're the divided states of America. You motherfuckers never were. Missouri, 1821, divided state. We've all been slaves here. We've all been victims of war. One of the best places that should have never turned racist, especially when there's so many mixed children, and I've said that countlessly throughout my story, the one that they all steal and lie about and abuse me through it. Well, here again. You guys don't like my programming when you've made so much off of it? How can that be? This is fair use against cyber stalking, cyber rape, belittlement, and stealing my identity, and 30 grand off of my charge card. So all these fucking computer hacks, I've had it. You fucking
At least
suffer.
have it be as good as possible by bringing in Francesca Fiorentini. How's it going, Francesca?
Hey, last Monday of the year.
Tag Emily Moyer
Last
on Valium.
Monday. And
I got a feeling our luck's gonna change. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it ever.
No,
But
I wouldn't. Anyway, yeah, I'm ready to be done. I might do New Year's resolutions, which is like the way that I'm most superstitious is that I do still kind of participate in that and either think that they have some sort of special power or want them to have some special power. I think I'm going to participate in that. Are you a New Year's resolution kind of person?
Yeah, but like never go back and read your old ones.
Oh no,
that's
Exutation room.
You're like right every morning. And you're like, oh god.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Exercise 3 times a week. Yikes. But John, you believe in like goblins and dragons and you want those to be real too. Well, you want them to be real.
And Jesus with a sword.
That's different than believing it. But anyway, you know what's real? The fact that I'm at home.
These are progressives. What does that
Why
mean?
should I be able to broadcast from the studio? So anyway, there's
you
the
are
broadcast being fixed
on
or
the
whatever.
dark web.
But our team is
You
also
are not in a
so we're able to
studio.
reconfigure everything.
You're squatting on my channel.
It's like it's April up in here.
Little dick.
We're broadcasting from home once again. Some new board games in the back. Not everything's the same. But we do have in the building a couple of dogs who, despite my screaming, are sleeping with their heads right next to each other. It's very adorable, and maybe I'll be able to show that a little bit later on. But what we do have for you is a full hour of
everybody sleeps with their dogs but me.
Bombing over the holidays.
I just like my space. But you got to get right up in it.
And then after the show, Francesca and I are going to be doing
Charlie Bark had
top 10 list.
Bigger dick than you.
Top 10 garbage people 2020. last week. This week we're going to be
doing
the
the same group.
Moves.
Tag George
Just
Webb.
funny, ridiculous things that he did. We're going to try to.
Oh, you're the biggest loser today, Chubby.
We're going to lighten things up a little bit. And those are going to be available.
He wore white, tidy underwear, too. Tragic.
For those of you who already know.
You want to be sexy, guys? Don't come to a woman in little boy's underwear. You'll lose every time. This whole thing with the perversion started out with a saying. So let's focus and learn. It's called no panties on the dance floor. Why? Because some people don't like underwear lines. And if their crotch doesn't leak or stink or have a disease, it's healthy to let it breathe. You guys can't breathe. Sorry.
Oh, good thing dogs do not understand you.
It's actually gone now.
Oh, I'll crack your code.
She's got to go powder.
Fucking meth heads.
I'm gonna be on camera.
One of us should. Lynn Brown, thank you for upgrading your metrics to tier 2. And Tyler Pentecost and Dave got a piece of pie. Welcome to tier 2. Alexis is the top 10 list. Okay, now, what's up? With that, let's jump into this thing. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Anyway, so let's just do this. So over the holidays, we were waiting to find out which the Republicans and Donald Trump at least even
you fucking up, Chuck.
Care.
All right. Now, why is it so difficult for the eggheads to comprehend simply that they already know who you really are? Now, when it comes time to prove it, you can't be the damage report with fucking Matilda Gorilla over here. All right? You're going to have to show a state ID or a driver's license or a birth certificate. Is that really so hard? Well, yeah, because they've hacked everybody and switched them around and changed their names. Okay, this should be something every YouTube community should care about. Why? Well, because if they can accomplish this with me, a very well-known figure in St. Louis, 30 years of dedicated business, volunteerism, a great relationship with the people that came in my business. Now, granted, I didn't rip them off and did the best hair they ever had. So, when they turn on you and talk shit on you, see, there's a cosmic penalty to pay. I don't know if it's from the devil or God, but it sure the hell is from technology. Now, this whole Tennessee thing is a crock of shit because I was the one that was there at the live. They heard my voice explain about the attack, whether it's through the cell phones or the microwaves or through crossing laser beams or whatever you weirdos do. You are creating acts of treason and war. Straight up, straight out. Now, if we all perish like spider monkeys, you idiots thought we were all going to the same place? That's the biggest con in the world. This is about your journey through life. This is through you being honest with your life and getting over your traumas before you meet your maker. That's something I started doing as a young girl because I almost met my maker many times before the age of 7. Oh, but wait, Suze, you said you're helpless before that. No, I didn't. I was telling you about life charting, Rudolf Steiner's great work, and my relationship with it, since him and I are born on the same day. But just keep twisting it, keep doing your black magic, keep doing your crap, because your government has been closed for a long time. The robots ran it. You guys love technology. Meet your web bots. That's how one person imitates 20 or 30 fake aliases, but there's always something that resonates through it. I think each time they clone you idiots, you get stupider, like more retarded, like Short Bus. Well, everybody wants to hire all the below average people. So those of us that excelled in right livelihood, life, love, and work aren't given a platform. All right, fat asses, let's go.
Used to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely fake populists. We're gonna see how fake. I mean, the fact that he was so busy golfing that.
And I have nothing against fat people
is just amazing.
at all.
And, like, I think
this is about taking care of yourself and then being mocked relentlessly by people that are very unattractive inside and out.
But anyway,
I'll be quiet for a while.
There are other ways.
I got a conference here.
Incredibly fake about this. And look, at the end of the day, if the setting fire to the negotiations at the last minute, if it does lead to the bigger checks, and we're going to get to the possibility of that in a little bit, then that will be a good thing. We're still not there yet, and we've now been getting more and more evidence that he doesn't really care about that. Here's one thing.
These older people are healthier than the 20-year-olds. That's pathetic. God bless us all for over 50 and have lived through this hell. I hope you younger people do as well as they did.
So, look, in this particular case, because there are going to be, even after the bill's signed, there's going to be these further, amendments and things like that. It is possible for things to change, but it is a very interesting, lazy move for him to wait until last week.
Hola, enchilada.
To say that
welcome to
level of checks when he
this
could have been getting
reveal.
And to now
it winds up being beyond the comprehension, and we'll just see how it goes. Welcome.
Line item vetoes on things that have been in the bill that he could have been negotiating over for a while, but chose not to. But that's not even the fakest part about this. The fakest part is that he doesn't even really oppose
by the
those
way,
things.
enchilada. This little scrappy fuck with the little shaved reddish brown hair. His name is for real Chuck Bomber Shane. Worked in Hazelwood, Missouri at a little joint called Pillas, where they used to slip girls things at the bar, take them outside and take advantage of them many years ago. Don't you fret.
Either he didn't know that it was in there and he has nothing to do with his own budget, or he's just lying to make it seem as if he's against pork, knowing that it's not going to get voted out, but he can pretend that he was against it even though he was actually at it.
Oh no, nobody's eating any more pork or bacon when everybody's full of worms and parasites. They'll take away your pork and your saccharin and your poisons that the FDA says they don't want to deprive you of your enjoyment. Boo-boo, kitty, dumbass. Nothing wrong with sugar. But they make it programmable matter. Genius. Promote the plastic food. Get a 3D heart. And hey, there's no such thing as a double lung transplant unless you kill someone who's breathing. Tag it and shove it up your ass.
Decided, let's give him two incredibly important things to sign off on. And just like a 3-year-old child that he is, he threw a tantrum to show that he can throw a tantrum, to try to get something, to pretend
it's
you
guys that lie, that throw tantrums with smiles.
If he somehow miraculously does this, I'll eat my own words. That's fine. I will wear diapers for a week. I'll wear diapers. I will wear diapers.
You're not going to need them.
$2,000 stimulus. I swear. Now I won't show it to you, but you could hear a switch. You could.
You're not going to need no diapers.
No, but seriously, I'm sorry.
This is you, John? I know this music.
Because he can
Soul John Baptiste's performance.
At all. He has been unable to do that. They move him. And he's
a very unusual extraterrestrial friend of mine.
So Trump has signed the bill saying that he wants the bigger checks.
You idiots.
Okay, good. There are other people.
You idiots. Call us aliens one more time. When you guys are the bugs and the aliens, we are terrestrials. We respect the earth. And we're extra special because we're not retarded.
Schumer is going to be
we're artists.
moving past the bill in the Senate, which is obviously
Bless
where
your
the
heart.
actual issue is. So
This really John? Wait.
House and the Senate, they're on board with this. You have Donald
What
Trump
are you
saying
doing?
that
That's
he
Pink
wants the
Floyd.
bigger checks.
Now
But
wait.
that message is undercut by the fact that he already signed the bill
Wait.
without them. So, in theory, could he maybe somehow
Music
do
is
it? I don't
overwhelming.
know,
Now this
maybe.
is John
But like,
Baptiste.
it's feeling more to me like he just wants people to think he advocated for bigger checks, but isn't actually pushing for it. And as of right now, it's possible that we'll get them, but it ain't a guarantee. It's possible that this was just a ploy to help out the Republicans in Georgia, or to help stroke his ego, or whatever. I don't know.
What a magnificent jacket.
In the Senate. There are some Republicans who've been saying that they'll sign on to this. It doesn't seem like a lot
Let
of
me shut
Republican
Chuck
senators.
up. Hang on.
I mean, I hope they do, right? Obviously, I would never say that I wouldn't hope that giving Americans
You guys,
twice the amount
you
of
guys need to shut up.
It gave perspective to
I gotta hear John.
the vision of life.
package. Like, it is
It's a pleasure to be here and play one of my favorite songs. It's a song that has such a great message and lyric. The melody's great, but the lyric is something that I wanted to call attention to. In a time like this, in a world where it's division, it's important to keep perspective on how beautiful the celestial
What
body
is
in the
Rotten
middle of space
Tomatoes?
on Earth is. And that's what soul is all about. I love
Synopsis.
soul because
Just when Joe thinks his dream is now within reach, an unfortunate step sends him to a fantastic place where he's forced to rethink the meaning of having a soul. It is there he befriends 22, a soul who doesn't think life on Earth is as good as it seems.
A boss who tries to take credit for any work that they're working on.
You guys all took credit for my work, not John.
Putting a little doodle on it, or like changing a word here or there on your report, and then being like,
see trees of
executives, I did this. There's a little bit of that, like, game. He wants to feel like he did more, and he didn't.
I see them
It's possible. Like, things are so bad in the pandemic. When the numbers
This can't be up here right now. And you don't believe me, and I never find out it's true. I don't care, because in my heart it's true. This entity has Shane in him. And I'm not saying I think Shane looked like that when we were together. But they took his beautiful face and wiped it from me.
Then on the right, they showed that you don't have to even pretend
clouds
like
of
you care.
white.
People live or die, they keep their jobs. Like, think about it. It's
Bright
not only
blessed day,
worst domestic crisis of our lives, but it was Christmas.
dark sacred
And the drum goes
night.
off and plays golf like every single day. Like Pence goes to
Think
this
to myself,
Tag Tiger Woods.
that looks like it's out of a Frozen movie. Like, and they don't.
No, they're trying to freeze us. They want to make a nuclear winter.
That people can't see through this. That his own voters don't think. That
Oh, I see through walls.
They believe that he actually cares about them after all of this. It's just such.
That's
it's not
code.
a failure
None of
of
your business.
democracy has failed, but it's a failure of like, I can't imagine democracy working in a country
Hi,
where
Adam.
they have to do so little to put people into believing that they have their backs, and people believe that they have their backs.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah, I believe my friends had my back. 80% of them didn't. This man is John the Baptist.
and the fact that our president is not,
the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also other faces, all the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll know much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself,
look, please, the John Schneider, the real one, the Shane one.
What a wonderful world.
Step up.
What a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
I know you hear me. And I know they have glitch.
Hi, and welcome back to the Hookstead Research.
No. Want your crap.
Aspirational beliefs that don't have any basis in reality.
Yeah. Look at your vitamin
reality?
cabinet right now.
What do you
Do
know
you have any
reality?
supplements that you were sold over the internet? So big clue, you might be being
Chad's
lied to.
disabled. The money sign's
Okay.
still up.
We've got a dark story coming up, so we're going to read just a couple of comments beforehand. Thank you to everybody who's already chatted along with us, sent us tweets, and super chats, including this first one from Chuck Osecki, who says, TDR cocktail recipe, the Francie Pants. 1 part Frangelico liqueur, fill remainder of glass with whiskey.
Chuck worked in a bar. He already knows how to mix cocktails.
That sounds great.
You've lived through that. It might be good. Carson Rodkey says, good morning. I missed the live show on my birthday, the 23rd, but I just wanted to say hi and appreciate you all. Also, I am Docent Dragon. Happy belated birthday. Thank you for watching.
That's code
Seth
for
Bales got a
bullshit.
new job and says, not only is it way better, but now I
I'm
can
a
actually pick you guys
dragon
live
in
during the
Chinese
day.
astrology.
Seth Bales,
Right.
congratulations
What are
on the
you?
new job.
A little dick?
Robert
Dicky
says, hi
Dragon?
guys, Francesca wanted Fauci to explain vaccines last time. New York Times has a bunch of how the COVID-19 vaccine works.
See, my blood
Alex
is
Davis has
special.
some good videos.
The
Yeah, I'm
A
glad
negative
there are
blood.
people about that.
That's why I never got an STD.
Gamers
Oh, you don't want people to know.
TYT hostmate.
Yeah, see, it's the positive blood people that are having trouble with this little plague.
Retail Alchemist says, yeah, I wasn't
But
expecting
you go
any
ahead.
jobs this week for some reason. Thanks for bringing at least some sense of normalcy to my routine this morning. Glad to be of service. Franklin Sharpslicer says, what better way to begin a Jan by ending December with John and Fran? I'd rather end and begin anew with the sensible spirits of you. Smarmy, me thinks so. Thank you, Franklin Sharpslicer. I appreciate that. And finally, one more. Ken Clive says, I really hope people finally realize what Trump's true colors are. He talks a big game to get votes, but then gives in his
Dollar
ego and
signs
selfish
on,
dictatorial
chat
ambitions.
disabled.
His approval
I
rating has
blocked
gone down
one.
a little
Let's
bit
see if
since
they
he
all
lost,
go
including
away.
amongst independents and
Oh no,
Republicans.
they're
But
there.
in terms of
They're
most
still
people
stealing money
getting
today
what he
on the
is,
28th of December.
no, it's never gonna happen.
These are
Someday
progressives.
people will pretend that they
Whatever
love
the hell
something,
that
maybe that'll
means.
be our consolation prize.
We're talking about Bastille Day.
Kara Ijar, welcome to
That's
201
the Catholic
membership.
French
And Turner, welcome to Tier 2.
influence
Enjoy the
here
podcast.
along the river.
Thank you to Aaron the Butcher on Twitch
Chuck
for
Diesel.
resubscribing for the 5th
Oh.
month. Saying hello, Dragon Squad.
Oh,
Hello,
that's
Aaron the Butcher.
funny. Wait.
Tinkerbell Pixie says,
So Chuck Bombershane is really at Chuck Diesel.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fucking toot engine are you? You gotta be stupid as hell. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have sex, woman. All right, let's see. This is not a show, Chuck Diesel. That's where folks are getting confused with a sad face. Beno Loco.
I really hope that people are seeing through that.
I have a feeling I know who that is.
$2,000 for like months now at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
LOL, you are somehow connected to the Young Turks. Oh yeah, he's a fucking turkey.
That's absolutely.
But he's my age. He's not young.
In the channel.
Tag it.
Damn, Tails.
I'd say he's
and Trisha, welcome to Tier.
Maybe a couple years younger than me.
The darkest news.
I'm 56. So let's call this fucker. He can't drive 55.
On Christmas morning, Nashville was the site of a horrible explosion that is still being investigated to this day. But gradually, over the days since
that was Smallville. Tag it.
More and more about what happened.
Dimwit.
Although some are drawing
everyone on TV lies. But wait, that is a computer program. You guys are so far gone. You can't even tell I'm a real person that has been completely honest. While you have fake people on that you applaud. Petula Clark downtown. That's like in the other movie with that little gal that suicided herself.
And the song, I think, has
you guys are fucked.
When you don't necessarily know exactly what the motivation
everyone on TV lies. Yeah, nobody knows who to trust. That's when you know you got the mind virus. You got the fever on the brain.
I think made it more of a mystery. It
wasn't a mystery. You've been spying on me and jacking off.
And like the fact that there was it's very bizarre. It like immediately as the details were rolling in, the fact that it happened on Christmas
has nothing to do with his ears.
Bizarre. Thankfully, the damage to others.
He's not super cute.
Injury, so that is one.
I mean, he's all right, especially when you're wasted, but yeah, I can't really.
The creepiest.
Oh, they're talking about his dog. I'm sorry, Emily.
I've ever heard the song "Downtown" while a woman's voice counts down.
I work for a hardware store chain.
I mean, and just
last week we had an entire overnight crew out from COVID. Oh, but it's more important to sell. They want to give it out.
This awful, morbid year that we've been having, which is that fewer people are in public places, and so there are fewer mass shootings. And white terrorist extremists have to get their rocks off somewhere else.
You're white.
Mostly trolling me online.
Oh wait, are you black? What color are you?
And
are you fucking really, Chinese, bitch?
There's been a couple of, it's just like accessories to, like, if the dish is terrorism, depending on
Tier
whether
2
the meat's white or not, you're gonna get a couple of side dishes.
Shut up, Pete. Ho, Hoehn. Welcome to Tier 2. Well, let's welcome the Hohenstein girls from Luther North.
Like, everybody has to pay for PR people except white terrorists. They just get it.
I'm not a terrorist, you pussy. Georgia got a Senate to flip. Well, let's talk about Glasscock County, Georgia. Talk about a bunch of black people ganging up on white people when there's black glasscocks and Chinese glasscocks. Dragons. Whatever. Suddenly the show is R-rated. Hey, at least I don't curse people. You guys all know who I am. Yeah, he is chunky, with a little pee-pee, and white underwear with. It's just sickening. You know how it is when you get yourself in a situation and you just want to leave. That's how it was. See you, bye. Don't call me. Don't lie to me. Don't slip me a Mickey. I'll never be back to Pillas in Hazelwood, Missouri. Oh, it was a mafia hub for fucking, I guess, altar boys. What do I know? I was only there once. Down at Kirkendall took me there, and they tag teamed me with some kind of thing. I mean, a Mickey. You got one of them Nexium tattoos, little white girl?
There's literally no evidence that any of that is true. But understand that there are millions of Americans who believe this horrendous thing that happened on Christmas morning is part of.
Let's talk about August 4th. And then connect it to Christmas morning.
The song Downtown, number one, everybody knows that.
And let's connect it to May 29th, 2019. And then we'll tag it back to the thing nobody's talking about, which is the other report that came out of Tennessee. I was on that live stream. Yeah, I modded it.
That's supposedly based on a vehicle identification number from the RV.
You guys better not ever think you want a job or to be a friend.
They had pictures on Google Street View showing the same RV, and so
yeah, 7 to 10 years ago. Google Maps isn't current. They try to protect people, I thought. I mean, the whole internet's a lie. Our life is a joke because of humans that are really bugs. They got a bad virus, man. Their blood is tainted because they're susceptible to everything. They lied back with the COVID stuff about the O's had the best chance. They meant they had the best chance to be carriers for this. Their blood doesn't clean it. I'm an expert on blood type. I don't care what you fools think. Oh, go cry, somebody, that I'm giving out medical advice. No, I'm not. This is science.
We've been through a year.
A plasticized hello. Right. She's completely a plastic face. But I know Chuck.
Nearly murdered.
You guys been trying to murder me. Murdered my cat and are still coming for the dogs. Tag Battle Royal.
They stole a candy bar when they were 8 years old.
I never stole anything.
They deserve to be gunned down. Like, we live.
No, you guys came against me and talked profane on me. So they found your sin, and they come for you.
Right? Who have open carry, who have licenses to carry, but are still because they're black.
Yes, being old is a blessing, Nancy, but
they get
56 isn't even old.
When they
Talk to me at 85.
Somehow superhuman, like Spider-Man. He was terrified.
Dogs are smart.
That's why he deserved to die.
They know where the treats are. The reason why Chuck wanted to overfeed his dog is now we have to tag the mind virus that goes to Bomby Bombshell, otherwise known as one of Ferguson's finest. Half-dead dimwits in a nursing home, Ann Chisholm. She said her end of the street was top of Royal. She was the welcome wagon lady. Oh! This young kahuna, this little bitch right here, is her reborn. I got it. Tag it. And that's why they're all connected. You ever hear of remote viewing or being a psychic? Oh, you don't believe in them, but you guys spend millions with them every year. I got it. It's just not me, even though Mama Lil told me it was. Lillian Crecelius? Chuck knows her. He remembers. He grew up in Florissant, Hazelwood. Jeffrey what the hell kind of name is that? Oh, the banks are all hacked. Right. They hacked my account, grabbed $30,000 off a charge card, and didn't think it'd affect the world. LOL, COVID vaxes are gonna be fun. Anytime you see Henry, they're using the Potter family. They get red rashes, especially when they're naked. How do I know? Oh, progressive pessimist. Your husband is an MD. Yeah, right. The doctors broke the Hippocratic Oath. They did harm. Why do you think they feel so bad? Quit picking on the medical community. We just need to close it down and bring it back up with the truth. Raise your immune system, learn about homeopathy, and realize your attitude can kill you as much as what you eat. Chubby fool. And they're doing it. They're working the death cult by crying about how everybody has to die alone. But we knew from the time we were born that we come in alone and we go out alone because we can't take another living person with us. The etheric side comes. God comes to meet you. Or El Diablo. Or a gremlin. Or a pineapple. Why does he look like a sausage? Oh, because zombie. He sealed his fate. I never hurt anybody, and they talk so vile about me. That's their judgment, and I didn't choose it. Something greater than you and I did. These bitches are 3D printer fools. Boycott to fight back. Well, Kemp's rigged runoff. You have to really leave Georgia, and you have to come back to Ferguson. Mary Kemp was a client of mine. She worked at the college, and her husband's name is Gary Kemp. He would be involved with this collusion and this implosion from Ferguson. I knew who it was from the go. I'm just supposed to not say anything, and you guys are supposed to destroy the world. That ain't how that's not how I'm going out. Oh, and Mark Jackson. The rich have little nutritional value and have limits to vegetables, folks. Now, the name just changed. Mark Jackson, message hidden. All right. So they just shut Mark Jackson down, and I just read it. That's really Janet Jackson's brother, Mark. Mark was never wealthy. This is about Craig Ferguson. Tag Chuck Bombershane into Craig Ferguson and C.W. Chanter. It's all their morality versus Mark's morality is pure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's had a wild little life. But this is about the trauma from when his mom and dad were divorced, Chuck. Betray Bob. America of the century, where we get to watch in real time proof of the statement. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. But that's a lie. You'll never be here again, but we will. My cat wants to eat your dog now. Yeah, that's because they hid my cat, killed it, and put it in a dog in a ritual. These are all Satanists that practice Catholicism. Or they're just sellouts. And that's why these people claim they're not sexual. They're just perverted and into fetishes. Be careful about dogs getting into some bags. Well, that's because those plastic balls with the squeakers, the dogs chew up and die. And they keep sending them because they think they're cool. Purdue. Huh. That's funny. Tag my my little cookie baby friend that used to work at Jack in the Box with Timmy Pratt before they grew up. She used to bring the food. Tag George Clooney to the men that stare at goats and wag the tail dog or something. Trump and Biden aren't real. You guys are in a video game in the Matrix. Oh, Elise just found out she has the boogie COVID. And it sucks. But see, these shows are spreading it to you idiots that are already contagious from lying. This is about your behavior and what you do. Your action. You're all actors acting profanely. Labor rights for pups. Well, see, these people are dead and then they're reanimated. I have no idea how they do this horse shit in a video game. Maybe somebody that's obsessed and addicted to video games can explain it. The ruling class are acting like the French Revolution never happened. Tag Fran Weir. And also, Fran. and Ray were cool people, and they were my parents' friend, and we were never Catholic. And I love Mary Jane, and Timmy grew up with my brother. You guys have no damn clue about how I do what I do. And you demanded to know, and I've showed you thousands of times, and you just dug yourself deeper into a grave. Fran Weir, even though they think she is deceased, is alive as ever.
There are ways to make folks look real.
Well, the petitions are how they ripped me off. They were always shoving petitions in my mail, and I didn't respond to them. And then they stole my mail.
I really wish there was more. Like, there are people who have, like, right-wing podcasts, YouTube shows.
I don't even know what right and left is. You idiots with the Democrat, Republican stuff are doomed.
Someone watching their content or listening to content for more than 4 seconds and like massive reach. So, something's going on.
Tell them the lies they want to believe. I mean, this is the thing. Is like,
that's your insanity.
Tell people the lies they want to believe, and it comes from the right more often because
I'm
the
sorry
right
I shattered you guys' realities
the right wins
while you were all playing Ouija board
fascism,
and drinking,
when you don't believe in the truth, when you just
and engaging in sodomy,
turning everyone into a groveling work 3 jobs, no healthcare benefits, no labor unions.
Your
no
healthcare was always bullshit.
Hey,
I don't want it.
It's real easy to unify your message and to just lie to people.
Yeah.
So racism, real easy to regurgitate. I think someone
you guys
told
are
me
so
like
hateful
the
and
Tommy Lahren
racist to
book
me.
writes her own stuff. I'm like,
and I've never been prejudiced.
No,
that's another reason why you
like,
sealed your fate.
S word, all the swear words like you know how easy it is. I mean, first of all, I don't know where
you throw curses, which is spell casting.
Sort of like
you don't know the difference between fuck you,
racist id you would have to do,
and
but
cutting
it's
yourself and
easy
doing a
write,
spirit cooking ritual.
A
that's too bad.
13-year-old like racist YouTube rants. You know what I mean? Like in the comments section, they write themselves. But yeah, and this is why it's harder. This is why
that's
you got
an
to
artificial intelligence.
This is why you have to.
It's getting all the evidence, dummy.
It's a slow growth. You got to consume a lot of different media.
You wanted science.
Trumpers out there, and
we're proving it.
To also like start to expand. Don't just do Newsmax. Do a little bit of OAN. I don't.
No, that's not helping.
That is an alternative media network.
Or oh my god, you know where I went really fast? I went to the Epoch Times website.
That's the Epoch Times.
It's crazy.
I've never looked at it.
Crazy. Oh my god. But anyway, sorry.
I think it's Shane playing with me. What do I know?
Banners that you have to click out of where you like close.
Oh, Emily, go Pratt, go program a cube.
I'll give them that.
Anyway, plastic
let's
or
get
something.
To some of the more important stuff having to do with Georgia.
Now this is a Media Macmillan. Israel possesses nuclear, chemical, biological. Wait, we do. It's not Israel. But we are, I'm talking about America, in the prophetic destiny of a nation where all 12 tribes plus 1 will be reunited. All right. Now, they've used weapons of mass destruction on me. That's what they're guilty of. The 1972 Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention. Very interesting. I'm going to write that down because I have everything that's happened in America, and we'll add that to it since Chuck needs to get his heart on for the day. 1972 biological. This is called Do Your Research. Biological and Toxic Weapons Convention. Now, they're pushing for death in 2021. That's Bobcat Klein. We'll tag the Kleins from Luther North. So many of them. But I did one of their hair. And now that little dark-headed girl is reminding me of that one. So you see, they morph in and out, bounce in and out. I've been dealing with this for 3 years. Death 2021. That should be reported for hate speech and graphic violence, which is what I'm doing. Oh, atheist dragon, you better fuck right off. They're repeating it, putting out a curse. IDFMD Media McMillan. How many times do they say that, Chuck? 4. Oh, usually it's 3, but you guys are going for the real number now. Bye. Daddy. The only person that wants to be called Daddy is Omar Corona, the head webbot, Biggie Boho, a CCN, and Vinny G. And these guys are all in cahoots. Love is the way, that is correct. And someone wrote a long line to me in this language at 1:11 p.m. And I think it's not Taiwan, but it's something close. Oh, Betty Lou. That's little Gina Marina from Florissant. Good little Catholic girl. Elsie, that sucks. Get well soon. Yeah, I can see Mama Gina being sick. She was heavy and addicted, and I hope her kids are okay. The girl's pissed. No dogs in heaven. Is that what you ask? Thank John and Franny. Oh, don't tell me this bitch calls herself Franny. This is a demon. That's why she's looking like one all of a sudden, even though she's cute. Oh yeah, they use all sorts of tricks, these sirens. Socialist, huh? Erica, tag all my children. Benny Loco again, that's that. The guy that supposedly committed suicide, he was a young guru, Benito Massimino, like Massimo clothes from Target. They just made up all names. Ever since I got online, everybody's turned out to be a liar and involved in this collusion. And then our government wants to call it a conspiracy. It's terrible. It's like everybody went crazy, but a handful of people. That's how I feel. Oh, I see, Mr. Islamic. Blow some shit up. I got you, brother. Oh, yes, yes. But see, the whole thing is about multicultural people that are missing a gene. And that's why they couldn't have the fava beans. I told the story. This is in Enzyme Books, and I have the library. Let's see. Democrats in Georgia, you hope? There shouldn't be any more Republican and Democratic ever again, or left and right, or progressive and liberal. Now, if you want to be gay or queer, that's cool. But if you push it on a heterosexual, there will be charges. Oh, look, here's the con people again. There will be charges brought up because you can't force a straight person to be profane if they don't want to be. That's them again. There's the 4th harassing call today. They already hung up. Everybody's watching. You don't get it. I live right across the street from an AT&T. Okay? I already know about the junkies and the people hiding out on this street. Like next door at 20 Royal, where somebody kicked in the basement door. Right? 2 doors down from that, there's another fucking squatting house where they climb in the window. Then go down to the bottom of the street. You'll find another home there, right by the creek. Same story. And then go across the street. You'll find it too. That is 4 terrorist hubs on a short street in Ferguson, Missouri. And you guys all live right down the street, and it's so funny while your lives are caving in. Isn't it? Tamara. Tammy Moorfield. The only man she ever loved was a black man, and her parents told her she could never tell anybody. But they approved of her marrying a Mexican, which is fine. Then they go to Florida. They have a mixed kid, obviously. And then her kid hooks up with a gang member that's black. See, we weren't the generation that was prejudiced. But these gangs of these fluff puff, fat ass, lazy yuppies don't think they're going to get their ass kicked. See, white people and black people have more in common than rich people and white people. And that comes from Bulworth, the movie. You should have watched it. Oh, she volunteered. Oh, Anne sends postcards and registered. And oh my goodness, she forgot. Well, I've done all those things. I've won awards and honors. And they've all been ignored and erased and mocked. I even won a presidential leadership award in small business, 2003. Our EMS protocols. Oh, emergency broadcast system. Yeah. Talk about another loser. It was way better 25 years ago, and now they got a digital beep, 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 run for the hills, and then fucking city blocks blow up because they do a phone chain jerk where they all open up their phones and fire these weapons. Oh, keep the patient alert until there's a bed, and an accepting nurse or physician. Until then, we have to do everything within our power to keep that person alive. It's our creed. You curse. Your tea's in my mouth. Yeah. You can't go to a dentist right now. I'll pull my own teeth. You got a problem? I'm 56 years old and a victim of the Manhattan Project and medical experiments worse than Nuremberg. But you guys find it funny with your fake faces and your fake teeth, most of them with the vampire teeth inserted, so they can loosh like parasites and worms. It's very embarrassing to have to talk without a couple teeth. It is. And you guys have teased me so much, even called me a man. But Chuck went down on me. He knows I've got a vagina. You guys already knew. There's no secrets. I told you idiots. And then I told you he had a little dick and he was a lousy lay. It was a nightmare. I hope that day would never surface. But since I brought it up publicly, well, they made movies of it. Sure does make you guys the Walking Dead. Oh, you use your pocket face shield? You little fellow. Boo, 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 boo. See, but you guys are getting it from a computer virus. You guys are sodomizing each other and spreading worms. You know, computers get worms and viruses. You guys should have really thought about it a little more. Oh, here's a $10 from Progressive. Let's report it. I'll just stick with harassment on me because I've already told the story. Progressive pessimist. See, but you guys don't get any nutrition off Lucian off me. That's the great part. That's why you're starving. Oh, I saw about the soul. And only dead people can eat meat. And that's why they want to eat a puppy on this Chad. Good Lord. That's Jordan Peterson with a wig. You stupid. That's fucking... Oh my God, the little blonde girl. That's Kelly Ripa. They bleached her brain. But there's a real one still, too. It's weird. I got to see her, too. I've seen it all. And then you guys ask, how do I do what I do? How do you fools do what you do? Is more the question I can answer because you're Legion. Never been beat before. Let's go back and play. I like to bounce them around. Watch this.
Wow, how buried is that in?
No, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. I already gave too much information to swine. And that's why there'll be no more pork. Tag it. Never again.
Like I mentioned in the pre-show, Lynn Wood, who has like 1 million Twitter followers and is very popular on the right, is saying that this person grew up in not the same town as Kyle Rittenhouse, but the same name of the same town in a different state.
No,
so
it's Todd Rittenhouse, my friend, that came to St. Louis from Illinois years ago, 1980 flipping 5, when I opened the salon. But I didn't meet them till 87 when I was pregnant with Chelsea. Oh yeah, Cassie and Todd. Now Todd was a good man. But Cassie wanted to have an orgy with Tim Pratt and myself, and I was pregnant. That's how sick these fucks are. Of course I didn't do it. Duh.
And we love to steal ballots. So
you want to talk about
I'm
sex?
Putting the pieces together. You
didn't steal ballots. You stole my data, and then you inserted it into a bunch of idiots. And then the technology watched the way I was treated versus how the other person was treated. And then they looked at their background, their behaviors. Oh yeah, you guys have been profiled for the world's good. So quit crying about it.
Anyone else was involved in the bombing? And I guess that's a thing where they don't have any evidence that there was, although it does seem a little bit early to be ruling it out as a possibility. Yeah. So we will see if anything like that comes up. But anyway, other than that, there are some details about the bomber that are out there. I'm not going to, unless it seems to indicate what the motive was, I think delving into their past seems weird to me. Yeah. I don't understand the point of that necessarily. I understand some people are curious, but
your past.
So anyway, they believe that they had found the person. Thankfully, nobody died. So it's horrific and scary. And there was another vehicle that was apparently playing downtown somewhere, and the police cordoned off the area, but it turned out that there was no bomb there. And so there's going to be a period that's very scary right now. But so far, it seems like this was a weird one-off. Maybe we'll learn more. Maybe we won't.
Yeah. No, it's super creepy. And also the fact that I think what you were saying earlier, I mean,
I'm 25
he's
South
been
Florida.
through a year where victims of police violence, victims who've been murdered or, nearly murdered, their past, the victims' past have been combed through and rifled through. And if they stole a candy bar when they were 8 years old, that somehow means that they deserve to be gunned down. Like, we live in that country. We live in that moment still somehow.
They're protecting me.
Unarmed innocent people, or even armed innocent people, right? Who have open carry, who have licenses to carry, but are still because they're black, they get ripped apart in the media. They get portrayed as being older than they actually were when they died. Trayvon Martin is somehow human, like Spider-Man. He was terrifying. Yeah, that's why he deserved to die. This is the world we live in. But and if you're Muslim, forget about it. Oh my God, if you're a Muslim, if you're brown, we know your religion teaches hate, right? No. Well, I want to know, it was Mr. Warner, what was his religion? Do we assume he's Christian? But if this were any other person, we would be drawing these links, rightfully or not. And I think I gotta say, I don't think it is right to draw these links based on someone's race, based on all of this. But I think we do know that white men in this country are being radicalized. That we need to look
They
at
don't
that.
want
I really hope
lesbians bringing them diseases
the FBI
and sodomists. Tag it.
Go out and root out some of these
And you call me a whore.
That fester online, that fester in real life, that are preparing for Sharia laws.
This is for us.
This is not a game. It's very scary. So we will see.
Yeah, I don't have a solve the problem necessarily, but we do clearly have a problem when you have
we got a big problem.
And immediately following it, all of these people who are in real time being radicalized, that popping up as evidence that the communist Chinese have taken Biden, and so we need to end democracy. And they're flocking to people like this Linwood. Like, yeah, I think we've got a problem with radicalization. And the thing is, to some extent, it's harder to get people to see how dangerous it is because of how
they're trying to drain my screen.
Yeah,
I'm just reporting it to the authorities. Don't you guys worry. Internet's gonna probably go down.
So I guess it's just the other party.
It's all right.
Every bit as crazy as
I look
any
forward to it.
radical movement that you've seen around the world. And we're going to get to one of the interesting political consequences of this. Why don't we transition to that right now?
The whole
We're
evidence
just like a few
to
days
fix
out
everything
from
is
these
right
two
here.
runoff elections. We're going to determine in
It's only
Georgia
going to one of these
the
guys.
state of the Senate going forward. And obviously, a lot of money is being spent. A lot of people are voting. We're going to get to those numbers. You also have Donald Trump, who's going to be visiting there today to try to boost turnout, make sure
Let me get my Scott
for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. In the meantime, though, some of Trump's biggest allies, people like Linwood, who is a legitimate crazy.
Chuck, this might freak you out because in a better world, you might have been this man. Now, this is the one that I'm going to tell you. Oh, look, there's the harassment again. 5th time today. All I can do is say that's Scott and that's Shane. That's all I got. Oh, no background to this number. I'll get the number though. Maybe I'll call it sometime. Oh, you take it away. How tricky.
I just want an honest election, don't you? He has this diagram.
Nothing's gonna stop them from making it here safe.
But he shows that they know
We will prevail because we have right on our side.
is designed.
There's not going to be any kind of shit like this anymore. Don't you dare tell me I can't love more than one man.
And the theory is that if
Fuck you
nobody
up.
on the Republican side goes and votes, if they totally
You
vote
never
out
quit loving the people you love.
which stole the presidential election in his mind, is going to be fooled into deducting more Republican votes than there are.
And what would be so wrong with having a conversation with each one of these men that I have never gotten to speak to?
I say that because in his graphic he shared, it says the fraud will be so obvious. Even though he says the fraud is obvious now, so like why would it need to be more obvious? But anyway, he thinks the software is sophisticated enough to steal a presidential election in a way that no judge can detect. And then the DOJ,
Tag the DOJ to Ferguson, Matt and Megan Ascarian. They were the next door neighbors at 20 Royal. Fuck off.
Here's the most interesting part of this. That's crazy. All that's crazy. He says we will then get new conservative senators because for some reason every governor, as well as the candidates, will be arrested. Because bear in mind, he's not just saying the Democrats have set up this.
Thank you, Jimmy.
He's implying the Republican candidates.
I'll be here.
And then we get new
We'll see
senators
what we can do.
after he succeeds in getting enough people to
I've got
boycott
flour in mine.
the vote. This is Trump's guy. This is Trump's buddy. He wants Trump to be president. He wants the guys Trump is going to stump for to be a blessing.
There's so much in this world to make me.
One of the things I do like about 2020 is the emergence of Lynn Wood. Like I love
Tag my
like,
Wood truck.
weird B-movie villains like Lynn
My
Wood,
friends, my Wood and Brad Bethel.
like, it is really something.
I expect they turn too.
Yeah, like impersonating Donald Trump. Just like selling out birthday parties, bro, and then somehow like wig that into actually being more legitimized. Like you got off news outlets and such, but this graphic is incredible because it says the fraud will be so obvious that SCOTUS can then invalidate the presidential election. Like, don't vote.
But you guys wanted to kill me.
The machine will
How are we going to deal with that?
and then it'll show.
Right. There's your voter fraud. I've said it several times, but you guys have me shadow banned. He stole my channel. Emily Moyer.
No one knows this more than
that he's not a plant. I guess is also what I'm saying. Like in the past, I think he supported Democratic candidates. He's like raised money for Democratic candidates. I don't
It's
know
about
if they
you
were,
guys
like,
being
Democratic
plants,
decoy
trying to handle
primary
me my whole
weirdo
life
candidates that sometimes
and destroy
Republicans do while they're, like,
everything that
forcing
I
their Democrat
have done
just to,
and
like, steal
been.
votes away, or if he's
Because
an
of your
actual
hate?
plant.
That's fucked up.
It's too bizarre to not be a plant.
nothing
So
is
bizarre.
changed.
By the way, and he, like, we're really focusing on this crazy kid, but he's one of those saying that, like, if something with Q and the bombing of Nashville and something like that. But also, really, I want you to realize how the incentives work out there. This person, in like 6 weeks, has more reach and more followers than like me and Francesca and add a couple people.
It
like
happened
after years of just
on
doing our job, which is
September
just, like, trying
1st,
to, like, care and cover the news in a
2014,
serious
when the
fashion.
phenomena
Yeah.
happened.
You can just, well, let me say it. You
And
can
then you
just
guys
say
hacked
crazy
my
stuff,
data.
Crazy stuff you can imagine.
Easy
And
story.
you will absolutely explode. And that is how it works. Say crazy, radical, insane things.
Well, I didn't choose much.
Take off like a rocket.
Yeah, we know that, John.
Like the
You
Chinese
know that
rocket
very
hit
well.
Nashville.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
jump on that Chinese rocket. Look at this.
But you guys are the crazy ones. And then you accuse me of it. That's why they come for you. I'm the sanest person on the face of the earth. I haven't spoken crazy. I've spoken clear, concise, loving, and informative. And you guys all made fortunes and fake shows.
I just don't know that. And there are ways. There are ways to make folks look real when they're actually not real.
Okay.
So I wouldn't get too jelly over there because I see you thirsting over his followers, John.
I am. Anyway, no, not just him. Like it's amazing. I really wish there was more. Like, there are people who have, like, right-wing podcasts or YouTube shows, or like they're on Newsmax that, like, I've literally never heard of these people. And I can't imagine someone watching their content.
But you knew
for
my name.
4 seconds.
Sue's
And, like,
Pratt.
massive reach. Something's going on.
Tell them
Something's
the lies they want to believe. I mean,
That
this
is-
is the thing. Is like, tell people the lies they want to believe, and it comes from the right more often because the right is. I mean, look, there's a reason that the right wins at this, because when you believe in fascism, when you don't believe in the truth, when you just
Okay. So politically, they say right and left. But this is about the two paths. Which master do you serve? Do you want to sit on the right hand of God? Or do you want to be profane and think you have secrets from your creator? And that'd be the left-handed path.
writes her own stuff. I'm like, yeah, no effing, like, S word, all the swear words. Like, you know how easy it is? I mean, first of all, I don't know where you would come up with that stuff. I don't know what, like, sort of like in racist you would have to do, but it's very easy to write like a 13-year-old like racist YouTube rants. You know what I mean? Like in the comments section, they write themselves. But yeah, and this is why it's harder. This is why you got to support this show. This is why you have to, these slow burns, the slow growth. You got to consume a lot of different media and encourage all your Trumpers out there and your, to also like start to expand. Don't just do Newsmax. Do a little bit of OAN. I don't.
No, that's not helping. Well, maybe. Or oh my God, you know where I went really fast? I went to the Epoch Times website.
God, don't.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Oh my God. But anyway, sorry. I shouldn't
Is it like how many banners did you have to click out of? Where you like close.
It's more professional looking than OAN or Newsmax, other than that. Anyway, let's get to some of the more important stuff having to do with Georgia. Those Georgia elections are very soon, and a lot of money has obviously flowed into this race because future Senate and all of that. Senator David Perdue raised $68 million between October 15th and the middle of December. Kelly Loeffler raised $64 million during that period because there's nothing Americans love more than giving someone who's worth $800 million millions of dollars. But
I don't have a dime.
Not as much as the Democrats have raised. Mr. Ossoff became the best funded Senate candidate in history after pulling in $167 million.
Tag Ossoff to the stock documents and Grace Chapel Lutheran North Connection. I have the documents.
More money is being raised for the Democrats. And so, again, all of this is going to come down to mobilization and getting people out there. The Republicans have their biggest voices working to literally get people not to vote. And the Dems are going to try to duplicate the turnout that they had, just a month or so ago.
You don't have my permission to pimp me out to vote about.
Ads. Oh my God, buy Facebook ads. Just put it all into Facebook. Yeah, give it all the stuff. Sure, he's going to turn it around and like own us and control us one day, but Ossoff and Warnock, we know where your people are. They're on Facebook. Buy them that.
That's what you did to me through you guys' phony corporation. These men protected my property, my work, and our lives together. I staked my life on it years ago. So now we're at the game. I hope to never see you two in 2021, nor any of these other vile liars. I want to know what happened to my friends, and I want to rebuild.
Donating $333,000, which sounds like a lot of money.
Tag Freemasonry magic.
$3 million of her own money she spent on the general election run. And think about that. Like, you need the money now.
Stop it. You guys don't mean that you guys ripped off enough money from me with my energetic currency and my data that you had a video game revolution for the last 4 years.
Wants to win.
I mean, or a person who is getting, a boatload of dark money and, has a bunch of different organizations running ads in her favor, so she doesn't need to. But I will just say this. It is going to be very interesting because there's been a rift in the Republican Party.
Inquisition was fun
in Georgia, and then nut jobs like from Lynn Wood to, Kemp, who's actually been playing a more moderate role in all of this.
I already explained those vile fools.
To the Attorney General, right, who, there's been a lot of, like, a split, right, in terms of, hey, don't follow the Trump line, and, let's not discredit these elections and the vote here. We want to turn out the vote. And the Lynn Wood, no, it's all been compromised. And arguably the Trump line, which is it's all been compromised, even though he's supposed to be getting out the vote for Loeffler and Perdue. Again, I don't even think he cares because if he's not in office, what does it matter? Yeah. But I do think it'll be interesting if they lose. And man, I really hope they lose. There's a lot of grassroots work being done. But if they lose, how quickly they will turn and say that absolutely there was nothing but fraud. It was fraud top to bottom. They will spread all kinds of conspiracy theories because once again, it's that button. And once it's been pressed, you can't unpress it. In fact, it's sort of your safety, like call a friend, whatever, lifeline, And so who wants to be a corrupt millionaire? They already are. But so I'm curious, John, like if one of them.
Hey, Bomber Shane. Believe it or not, They say I'm the uncorruptible Saint Bernadette. My middle name is Bernadine, not that you ever cared, but yeah. I'm bulletproof. That's why you guys didn't kill me either. Chew on that.
Not a general election. So, like, I hope that they can win, but if they win, it's going to be by a point or two, right? Like, unless the right is really successful in demobilizing their voters. And I honestly think, I love to joke about it, but I think that a lot of these Georgia Republicans still want to have control of the Senate, and they know that the only way that they get there is by winning the election. So, yeah, they're going to challenge this so much, and now we're not going to be talking about challenging in 8 different states where they have to win in like half of them to overturn the overall thing. They're going to be trying to overturn this, and Kemp has already been getting so much pushback, death threats, because he hasn't gone 100% along with what Trump wants. So God only knows, the Kemp might turn to try to help out these two. It is going to be a massive and very consequential mess.
Yeah, I mean, and I think just progressives, we have to keep focus on 2022 and make sure that, I know we want to rest, but we can't. we hit like a day, and then we got to get back out there and keep on building the squad, building our power, and making sure that we don't, cede any more ground.
Yeah, I agree. Wanted to quickly say, Jason Bourne.
But wait, their motto for the last 4 years was that they're seeds. And they're going to grow. They're going to sprout. Now they say don't seed anymore. And that's something. That's like crying wolf and then rescinding.
With that, I'm going to read just a couple of comments before we move on to our next big story. Let's see. John Chavez sent in a super chat saying, since Trump pardoned the men responsible for the massacre in Iraq, what are the chances of him pardoning the guy who did the bowling alley shooting? Difference? Oh, yeah. Iraqi lives are less valuable than American lives. I would hope that's going too far. I know people were like speculating that he's going to pardon Kyle Rittenhouse, but of course, Kyle Rittenhouse is facing state-level charges, so that doesn't actually work. Roger Harris sent in a super chat saying, okay, some potential great news, I think in regards to the turnout and money, or am I just delusional? No, it is good news. It is still Georgia. It's still going to be difficult. Like, just because Biden won by like 1 point doesn't mean that this is a lock for the Democrats, so just bear that in mind. And if they do win, probably be close. Puff sent in a super chat saying, I love you, friend. Squishy Diaper Man is the entitled white male that Americans have come to be known as, and he's serving us a load from his pants at the end, anything to make him feel important. When did this happen?
Serving a load.
Kazluk says, if Trump had deliberately tried to do the most to tarnish his image still further, could he have done much worse? I don't know what more he could have done. I think that winging it is the most damaging for him. Okay, let's see. Artsy Dragon says, if Congress's pay was reliant on the average citizen's income, we'd have more relief. True. Although a lot of them are independently wealthy and they don't really need their income. They have investments and all that. Lori W says, I'd love to claim Atheist Dragon if it's not already taken. I love your show so much. Well, you said you love the show, so it's yours. Thank you for coming.
How would any of you feel if your grandparents put stocks into a minor guardianship for you and they were stolen from you before you were an adult?
I don't get paid again until the 22nd. Got a bill due on the 13th. Got $21 to my name. And there's a lot of people like that. And they were golfing and skiing and having a grand old time.
Never was I.
With the vax.
But you better tag it if Joe wants to take a trip. And I don't complain, and then you guys try to hit me while he's gone. So let's bring that crime too.
Let's see. Hold on. Jess Ortega sent in a tweet saying, Franny, you have got to bring up your gift that the AOC uses. I almost think John would think it's cool too because it's AOC related. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what that's gift.
Oh, I was gifted. I don't have it with me, but I was gifted AOC's lipstick color.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried it out yet?
From Stila. I did last night on the Bituation Room podcast, which everyone should watch and or listen to. It's called Beso.
Nobody's going to pick out colors except for me. For my own line.
Vial? What is it? A vial of lipstick? I think it's a vial. You just shoot it right into your arm, and it comes out on your lips. No, it's very, very cute, and it was such
red vein. Is what I want.
That's gonna be the next in look. It's hoops and a red vein. It was a very sweet gift, and I think he would look great in it.
Can I say that is, first of all, yes, and definitely. If lipstick is going to become an in thing for men, I'm definitely the guy to make it happen. There's this weird pet peeve I have, where the whole a blank lip. I hate that terminology. I don't need to doing it. Looks good. Do whatever you want.
Blank lip, just one lip.
You have two. You gotta do both. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What kind of tutorials are you watching, John, for this to be annoying to you?
And I just watch it, waiting for someone to say that, and then I get mad.
I love a blank lip.
Just don't blank lips. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Leslie Ghost Dragon says the game's background is back. Yay. Last happy Monday. Thank you. I'm glad to be showing off the games again. I think Chronicles of Crime is new. My wife and I just recently started playing Clink Legacy. Really enjoying that fun game. By the way, can I just say, I meant to mention this with the Trump playing golf 4 times during his holiday thing. And I get it. Everybody has hobbies. I get it. And he likes golf more than he likes anything. Definitely his favorite. I like board games. People joke about how much I like board games. I don't play board games as much as he golfs. I go a week, 2 weeks sometimes without playing a single one. And I'm not the president. He could have uncovered the secrets from World War II or Roswell or whatever. And he's just no, I'd rather just golf again. I know that I just golfed the last 3 days. I'm going to golf again. It gets weird at a certain point. When a person that powerful, with that much access to unlimited information, classified information, is that devoted to their dumb hobby?
Well, my mind is a terrible thing for me to waste.
Twitch,
so I do these extraordinary things because I'm linked up with some extraordinary beings.
Plural. Act like it.
They don't want to kill Joe.
Anyway.
We're all going to get along.
That, why don't we move to other news?
Joe's every bit as cool as they are.
We have got just a couple more weeks before some of
Don't be a bunch of bitches in the band.
Personalities that we've had to become accustomed to over the past few years hopefully go away / get hired by CNN. One of them is Haley McEnany, and just in time for her to mostly go away for a little while, Jake Tapper had this to say.
Well, there are some people that are such they're
just so
just
try to kill Kelly
I just wouldn't put them on air.
Oh no.
Kaylee McEnany, I never booked her. Jason Miller from the Trump campaign, I would never book him. I mean, these are just people who just tell lies the way that most people.
And that's where Consuelo comes from. Fucking Mark Consuelo.
Okay, so
Kelly's dude. Yeah, they had kids together. Oh no. Now we're into NXS and the kids that don't get. Oh, stop. Come on. Time to shut the program down. Beep, beep, beep.
As a representative, don't pat yourself on the back now. Weeding out the liars after they've already lost the election. It feels like stolen media.
I weeded out the liars of YouTube.
Also, she was
I won't be on any of you weirdos shows. And I won't want to interview any of you weirdos because you won't be here. The whole communication spectrum is going to change. We've got enough great stuff to help the people that have been traumatized recover. Just seeing your friends and knowing they're alive is a pretty good start.
It's not a word. It's a word in Haley's brain. All through CNN because they, still have Rick Santorum on the payroll. And they pretend to want to have this both sides BS, which, I don't know. I think it's important to have right-wing voices mostly to make fun of them, but they give them so much clout and they really lift them up and they have them so consistently on when they bring nothing to the table. Especially when they lie all the time. So anyway, yay, Jake Tapper, I guess. You've also gotten owned by Kellyanne Conway as a job for the first year of the Trump administration.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because right after that video, he goes on to say, I consider Kellyanne Conway to be a little bit different. She's really more of a filibuster. She's more of a subject changer. And I think is it Brian Stelter oddly was like, yeah, that's what she is.
Yeah.
And I thought, no. Well, I mean, sure. Yes, she filibusters, and she certainly changes the subject. She also blatantly lies. Like, maybe not as often as Kellyanne, maybe. But she's the alternative facts one, isn't she? Yep. She's the collusion, delusion, like
whip it out. Show everybody. Let's measure that little thing.
The fact that she
get it as hard as you can. Show the world you got a big dick. You don't.
If she wasn't constantly making news by blatantly insulting our intelligence on a daily basis. So whatever points Jake Tapper, I guess, deserves for supposedly not having Kayleigh McEnany on,
he is
100% defending Kellyanne Conway's honesty when she doesn't deserve any of it.
Oh, she just deflects. That's another way of saying lying. Like she just gives me, other alternative facts. Literally, I mean, that made it's just funny because that kind of like, I don't know what he's trying to do because he already kind of made his name with the word alternative facts, and he was like, look, there's no such thing as alternative facts. Like he already got, I think,
get to know me.
Kudos to him and
see how I'd respond.
But now
to all the things that they've all been through. And then we're all already forgiving each other because either way it goes, we'll all be together. Not you guys.
The game is just award.
It's not about you guys.
Slowest clap.
It's about a different.
Especially if you're on TV.
What do you call it? Led Zeppelin said. An elder, peaceful race.
Oh, very, very bold. Let's be against them now that they're not going to be in power.
You must have not made your priesthood initiation, Chuck. And Emily ain't never going to make it.
Like, maybe Jake Tapper isn't going to be, like, heading up a panel with those individuals in, like, 2 months? Because are you sure that that's not going to happen? Kayleigh McEnany, in 1 year, we're not going to have forgotten who Kayleigh McEnany is. The media is going to, they can't wait to let, especially the fact that Biden won.
You make up fake names just like at the end of movies. Start reading the ends of the movie credits. You'll get it. Kids.
So I thought that
he's leaving.
I'm not sure. But anyway, with Biden winning, they're going to want to show that they understand the right or whatever by bringing in Trump people. Maybe it won't be her, but I feel like it's almost certainly going to be her. Anyway, I do want to give her response to this because everybody was responding to Jake Tapper, including her. She says, this is a therapy session for a broken network, and Jake Tapper is lazy enough to participate by lobbing baseless personal attacks with zero evidence. Jake's real problem, I do not leak, I do not lie, but I do call out the lies.
Greg Jacobsmeyer never wanted me. Him and Becky dated for a little while. You're on the wrong story. Jake was never a guy that went around and bedded all the women at Luther North. He was into sports and his studies. And how dare you slander him?
She defended, him calling COVID kung flu, and like she will debase herself in defending the indefensible. So no, we're not going to engage seriously with that. Her pretending like her feelings have been hurt by Jake Tapper pointing out that the only reason she got the job is because Trump has faith that she will lie shamelessly for him.
Yep.
Okay, with that, let's move on to other news really fast.
Let me bring somebody that
we've known for some time that things are getting really bad when it comes to
because he's not the
COVID,
real one.
And I got a terrible news update for you. With several days still to go in December, December is already the worst month ever. In
your lies are going to get you.
Almost a year on, things are getting worse. NBC News reported that we had, just in December, 65,212 deaths. So, far more than the Vietnam War. Closing in on 6 million cases. And we're not done. We've still got 10% of the month still to go. To put that in historic perspective, take a look at this. November had 4.4 million cases, October 1.9, September 1.2, and look, there was a period where it was actually going down. September was better than August. But since then, it has exploded. It is between 4 and 5 times worse it was in terms of cases than just a few months ago when things were already bad. We've got some other bad updates, but Francesca, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
winter.
It is, absolutely. And I think the fact that we're not freaking out about it as much is both good and bad. I
Chelsea's
think
friend,
we need
Andrea,
to like gird ourselves for this long winter.
And that's how she sits in that seat now.
You know, the panic I don't think is helpful. The caution
Look at me, Andrea.
Is, and the demand on this government to do something. And look, Biden is not what progressives wanted in 2021 at all. But man, if we can do one thing in this next year, which is get this virus under control, which is implement some kind of testing, implement some kind of, the vaccine, obviously, and part of that, linked to that, is even more economic relief to Americans so that they can stay home and not go hungry.
You're Cuban.
Then it will be a presidency, honestly, in my book, worthy. Like, and I know
Puerto
it's a low
Rican.
bar. I know it feels like a low bar, but really, just getting us to the point of like Canada, Germany, sometimes, like
you have no idea.
Hey, Australia, I'm not even aiming that high, but just some semblance of a federal government, some semblance of a government, y'all. Just something.
Don't use my y'all.
That's how low the bar is now. So yes, obviously the cases are going to be higher.
Yeah,
it is.
That's what they said.
It is winter. People have to be. People are indoors more.
How much hell
I
was to come.
I shudder to think about how this is going to compound with the flu. And I just hope everyone, stays safe and also really bundles up and takes care of folks in your community who can't.
I agree. Yeah, it's going to interact poorly with the fact that we're already more likely to get serious illnesses during the winter. We don't even know what's going to end up having happen with Christmas. I will say that we found out in advance of Thanksgiving that the TSA had cleared more people than before the pandemic. Well, Christmas was worse. They had more people that were flying. And so maybe we'll be lucky, and for no discernible or understandable reason, this historic level of travel won't result in an explosion of cases, but that's probably not going to happen, and January is probably going to be worse than December. And maybe when Biden gets in, one of his aides is now saying that they are leaning towards using the Defense Production Act to increase the production of vaccines, because, and maybe I'm crazy, but it seems to me that we should have already done it. Like, if the government could get more of the vaccine out faster and is just choosing not to, that seems like madness. Because what? It would infringe on the corporation's rights or something? I tweeted about that, and someone was like, well, it's not the same as building a PPE because it has to be in facilities that have certain standards. Yes, and that needs to be done. And in theory, could have been done in anticipation of the vaccine being created. We could have been working on this for literally months leading up to the vaccines being approved. And by the way, there are other places that make other vaccines that can be turned to the production of this vaccine. Like, we're trying to get people vaccinated as fast as possible to save lives. And the slower we do that, the more people die. So the government not choosing to accelerate production will kill people. It's an open question whether it's thousands or tens of thousands or 100,000 individuals, but many will die because Trump doesn't want to do it and is just choosing not to. And somehow,
your death will be on your behavior.
It's not even a big story that we're not choosing to do that. Biden maybe doing it is kind of a story, but not the inverse. For some reason, I simply cannot understand.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing, though, if we expect to get anything done in a big way in this country, turning, whether it's tackling climate change, whether it's Medicare for all, I think this is a test. And so if we can build the infrastructure, if we can utilize the federal government and show that it actually does help people and it is saving lives, that is a wonderful setup, I think. And I'm sure this scares Republicans. It's like, oh my God, if you save lives, then they'll want quality living. They'll want to not live in squalor if you start saving lives. If we build this infrastructure to fight this virus, to take care of our people, to help them out through the long-term effects of this, that is absolutely setting our country up for more success when it comes to healthcare overall, Medicare for all one day, right? Like, for really tackling another virus that, hey man, I can't wait for that permafrost to defreeze and anthrax to go all over the world. let's not talk about that right now. But all I'm saying is, again, these are somehow baby steps for this country that is so backwards and has been revealed to be so backwards, but we can pull ourselves in the right direction.
I want to throw just two other little facts out there.
Yeah, please.
We cover pretty much every day, and I understand that people get worn down by it, and judging by those videos going back months, nobody cares. But I'm still going to do it because it's kind of important. But I did want to let you know that billionaires in the healthcare space bumped up their wealth by 36.3% between April and July. Apparently, we're making a lot of money. That's $150 billion extra dollars going to just the specific billionaires who make their money in healthcare. So as you know, we need more vaccines and medical equipment and all that. Some people are really...
We need less of that and more homeopathy.
At the same time, because the pandemic's got so bad in big cities, including the one that I'm broadcasting in right now, here's a comment from a doctor at an LA County Public Hospital just last week saying, ambulances are circling hospitals for hours trying to find one that has a bed open.
That's a lawyer. Italian, that's Chandler.
Gasping for air. The doctor called it the apocalypse and said, we're literally hanging on by a thread. There's no bed to put them in, so they just have to circle around hoping that one will show up, like you're trying to find a parking spot in the mall for the holidays. In America.
Which you should be avoiding.
Exactly. That's the state we're in.
That is where we're at.
And people are still, like, LA, it's exploding in LA for a few different reasons. I think that we have that fast spreading strain of the virus. It's winter, so we're indoors together or whatever more. But also, like everywhere else in America, you cannot tell me that people aren't taking it. That people are still taking it seriously, or as seriously as they were every month, the months before. I think that people are getting fatigued and people are giving up. And some people think that we've got the vaccine, so we don't have to be serious about it. And so I think people are spreading it.
I got twice your energy.
I'm just going to go and blame somebody. So
It's wasted on the young.
Yeah. Thank you. I deserve that. No, it's absolutely, it's really upsetting, and also just the fact that I think about essential workers all the time and the people who have to go to work and do not have paid sick leave. And I've just heard anecdotally stories of
You don't
people
get
saying
sick
that
when you love your work.
and their workplace was sick and that their boss needed to go to work anyway. Like this is absolutely a war.
Did you ever find out how you're connected to Bill Moyers? Because he's got to be so upset with you. Probably disowned your stupid ass.
Madonna in a bathtub convince you otherwise. And there will be retribution coming out of this. There will be movements and organizing.
You should probably change that to Magdalene.
Just because, man,
or ISIS or something. Fuck them up real good.
Like the French Revolution never happened. So we will see.
Okay, so we're a little bit over, so here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I got a surprise for you in just 1 second. After we close the show in just a minute, Francesca and I are going to be recording our should be a lot of fun. That'll be going up later on the YouTube channel for Tier 2 and Tier 3 members, so if you'd like to see that later on as well as last week.
See, they're making money off it.
You can sign up for that. But before we close out...
And then they can talk shit on me and I don't get to hear it.
1 second.
But the dudes will. They run the internet. They've been trapping you.
This better be the cute one.
Okay,
They don't want you.
And she is totally naked. But here's Hilo. Hilo has had great holidays. He's got a couple of comfy blankets to sleep on.
You've never seen these guys.
My wife and I left
You've
the
never
house.
really seen
Other
them.
dog
You
got
have
a bag
no
of treats
clue.
down from a cabinet, and they ate the entire thing, including quite a bit of plastic. So she's had a fun time. You can't hear things fun with that.
So cute.
So there's your pup. Why does he look like a hostage? Eric says. Because he is a hostage. I didn't ask him if he wanted to be on TV. Anyway, okay, with that, thank you to everybody who's watched so far today. We've got an interview we're going to be doing in just a little bit. That'll be going up later on. I believe Adrian Lawrence is going to be joining me tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Finally, Francesca, the Situation Room yesterday. What happened?
Oh, thanks so much for shouting it out. We had my good friend and professor of history at Cornell, Tej Nagaraja. We looked back at the biggest stories of the year and all the lessons that we can learn from 2020. So definitely listen to the Situation Room podcast wherever you get podcasts, and also on my YouTube channel at Franny
The
Audio.
obituaries.
Awesome.
And that's
Sounds
terrible.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Stay safe out there. Stay safe.
So, if you haven't already bought India Irie's CD, you know what? I always liked her, but that's another story, and that didn't really work out the way I'd hoped. Okay. So, where am I now that I've dealt with no other than Chuck Bomber, Shane, and Emily Moyer? All right, let's see who pops up. See, like I tried to witness to everybody, all of this was watched the entire time. And they're acting like they're being forced to behave this way because they're getting scripts. And that's not the truth at all. They've been puppeted and possessed. It's really very video game type of, all I can say again is this weird virtual reality matrix crap that I am very against. And that's why it took me until 2014 to even get on the internet or go to Facebook or YouTube. I don't really surf the web. I don't go to web pages and do all those secret things that so many do. Oh, I know, since everybody's hiding. Okay. So, I promised you another person that I know directly from my life that actually, I thought we got along fine at Lutheran North. I mean, I always knew he was a little snitball and kind of entitled, but that's what you get when you go to high school with wealthy kids. I mean, here again, if you're in St. Louis, there really is no such thing as wealthy. Who the hell's outside? Okay, everything's fine. All right. So, when I checked this out earlier, and I really just vibed it out, it's kind of like these fools. Whatever thing we just listened to, the crap with Chuck, but they just vibe to me, and all of a sudden I'm watching them, and kind of like I saw Scott through the eyes of In Excess, in their own words, Sunday night, 7 News Spotlight. Now, a lot of people call this and that fake media, but when you have no right to speak, like I tried to explain too, they would even make great authors writing classic works submit to a fictitious status. So I see how they did it to humans too, but I really enjoyed that earlier, and they know that. They're with me and see everything I do and feel it through me. I don't see why everybody thinks that has to be so creepy. You never had a choice. I mean, why would you refuse those gifts if you're always pulled to them, or they merge into you? I mean, you can't fragment yourself so much so that you do what these guys did, which was just tuck their head between their legs and ignore it and be as destructive as they could until the day they were rounded up. And it's December 28th. Anyhow, this little shithead is no other, I'm embarrassed to say, I mean, one of the most prissy, proper, behaved, dorky black guys named Eric Thomas. Went to high school with him, not his little brother. I'm talking about the one my age. I'm pretty sure he's Eric Thomas, but short dude, Lutheran North. I got all the yearbooks, but to hear how ghetto and how entitled he behaves, it's like what I've seen with so many of my friends. What I knew about them, which was extensive, it just drove them to the place when this truth thing turned on in people that it didn't go well for them. I guess that's the best way to put it. It didn't go well for them. Okay, so this is called The Right Chair by Ashley B. And this is a clear example, once again. I was never prejudiced of any black person, and all my black friends knew that. But they become racist towards white people and con me and use me for fodder. And that's an offensive spirit. I don't care what race or nationality or color or religion you are. And I'm embarrassed because these people are not what I knew as Lutheran. All right, I gotta get this kid up. He looks like a kid, but he's got the retarded lip thing. He's got the big kabombity lips. And he was always fat and misshapen and not very attractive. I mean, I don't know.
Do you understand? Ain't nobody broke, baby. I'ma drive whatever I want. I'ma have whatever I want. And I will continue to do me. Do you understand?
They want to
So
know.
when I block you, and when I block your other fake pages,
they don't know what he's
and
talking
I'm not
about.
even going to respond to your. I'm gonna block you without you even knowing. For this foolishness.
Somebody's
stop emailing me because I don't never check my email. Stop inboxing me because I would never. Do you understand? Say never, ever respond to you. I don't even look at your comments. Okay, I have somebody else that run my social media.
Down when this.
Okay, I will continue to preach the gospel. I will continue to spread love. I will continue to do me. Okay. Y'all women on here, some of y'all women on here who spread their leg to pay bills. Some of y'all women on here that could be spent. With your page are private. That's why your page private. Because you're running from the bed. And some of y'all men on here who thirst, who has no life, go get a life. If you haven't learned in 2020 that I don't read your comments, I don't fool with you. We don't do that. We post when we want to post. And believe me, honey, all my cards I get, you never know what I have. I have learned my lesson not to post my page, not cards. What I look like posting my cards, and I know somebody will end up trying to scratch it. I might have to pay you to pay. Or I got stalkers. You sound crazy. Like really. And those that actually know me, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Only my family knows what I got yesterday. Okay. 2021, you want to be blocked. I'm just saying that now. I'm not going to have it. I don't care. You're not going to play one day. You a supporter. I don't care if nobody purchased a badge. Right? I'm rich. And I'm authority. I'm rich. Say rich. Filthy. Rich. Okay. I've been rich since I was 16. Okay. I'm saying rich. And I'm not talking about $20,000. That's chump change. Not $50,000. That's chump change. Okay. And I live how I live my apartment. That I keep hearing that I live in a funeral home. The next person that say that you might end up in one. Keep your mouth off people. I live very well. Okay. I heard somebody also said that I live in a nasty house. First, I'm very clean, and where I live is very luxury. Very. trash to yourself. Keep it to you. I'm not paying you no attention. And also, let me also say this: stop inboxing me trying to start beef with other celebrities. I'm not. If I don't hear it from their mouth, I'm not responding to it. I don't care what these people are saying about me. I know what I am. I know who loves me, and I know who's going to take. And I know who's going to take care of me. It's God. You don't take care. God don't take care of me. God do, and that's why God continues to bless me in front of some of y'all. Some of y'all that actually hate me, and that's why I'm so blessed. That's why I'm so blessed. Do you understand? That's why I'm so blessed.
So you heard it. You heard it. Have that echoing quality. Oh shoot! I wanted to read all that. Hang on, I came back to this screen. There's a lot of tags in that video. And, you know, to me, I've explained it like, you know, that the idea that we don't really have a choice in this participation. So some people are unconscious when they're awake and walking around. So if these people are unconscious as they walk through life, why would they expect that they wouldn't be disconnected from their bodies when they go to sleep, or to be abducted or taken out of the body or the mind? And surely there's technology. Those are the big things coming out about us extraterrestrials, let's say. That they know all your thoughts. They can probe your brain. Obviously, I have skills that are way above average. And my fine friends here 40 years ago started documenting this stuff. And that's why they manipulated 20 and back. And they would get the evidence because it was for the sake of the world, not for any one of them singularly, nor myself. And if people say that people just come online for entertainment, and that was never the purpose of the internet from the beginning of when it was created. For those of you that don't know, that was during World War II in your history currently until they tell you differently. So, education was supposed to be free. And now we've got virtual colleges charging fees. And we have places like Privacy Guard, who did a shitty job on checks back in the day. Privacy lock, you know, will protect you when the world caves in. Kind of like Single Platform said, don't worry. We'll get all your stuff on the internet in the right places. What a joke. So, why we would be extorted to pay technology to fix the problems that technology placed upon us. That is the very same thing of somebody telling you that you're going to hell because you sinned and you messed up. And that's not true.
Very well. Taking.
Okay. Come on. I don't want to go to Duke yet. Just wait.
Very well. Taking.
Okay. So like I said, Eric Thomas. Now, the hashtags are St. Louis, Chicago, and Andrew Caldwell. At the top of the left of the screen, there's an underscore between the C in the name Andrew Caldwell. So we have underscore C underscore with those names inserted in front and back, 497 on the stream. already put in the virtual reality face. Everything is puffy and oversized. No different than Chantel, which was Kelly Farmer, and we went through that nightmare last night. Well, I mean, I viewed it. It's not like you guys went through anything or would even watch it, but that's not why I did it. So I'm just breaking it down for you day by day, doing the best I can. They want you to buy a badge to support Andrew C. Caldwell. Well, he's telling you how rich he is, and that $20,000 ain't no big deal. I mean, he laughs at it. It's chumps change. Hey, no, it's not. Anybody should be grateful to have $20,000 available to them while they live their lives. And this is, like I said, one of the biggest, yuppiest little rich weirdos, but it's like there's death all over him. His tongue is white and cloudy. It's almost like a couple eyeballs are in it. It looks like that. The top lip is bigger than the bottom. The mustache, which kind of is a goatee, it's like they put on him with makeup. It's not real. It's I don't know if it's TikTok. I don't know if it's that he really just doesn't exist. Now, one Julie, and oh boy, do we got Jimmy and Julie all over this crap. I'm not going into it. Says, why do you feel the need to come one here and explain yourself then? And at the end, Mrs. Lovely Pinky gives a wave. That whole thing is coded. And I knew a Caldwell that I used to do her hair. That was her maiden name. But even more cryptic, it also melds into a nurse that probably isn't doing so well during the COVID, and that's Claywell, and her daughter got put in the LGTB wonderful weirdo shaved head club, and I always worry about my old friends. I know why they hate me, because their secrets got called out, but that was never my cross to bear. Everybody does that individually, not on one person that you make fun of and beat up. I mean, talk about a video game is really all I can say. Because that's not humanity, and I never saw humanity behave like this. And I have a really good memory. So that's the end of that. Okay. Where am I going? What do I want to do next? Oh, right. I just want to feel my way. I'm not here to entertain. I don't need to play music. I don't need to put my face on screen. I don't need to kiss anybody's butt. Okay. So we're going over to trending. Now, I saw this earlier and it made me pretty like where I wanted to just bring it up for later. Okay. Our official gender reveal. Katrina Garcia, 16 hours ago. We finally know the sex of our baby. Okay. Now, they got glitter and this biohazard mess that seems to surround the fires in California with the gender reveal party. Whether it's glitter or whether it's goo or whether it's flammable or whether it's contagious is the question. This is on trending, and when something this disgusting makes a trend, it can't be real either, but people love a shit show. And Anybody that's going to be left as we go forward isn't really going to behave to shit shows like that. The one above it, the little girl, and they're teenagers. And of course, there's the redheaded boy with the pointed ears, the little Catholic school girl with the boo-hoo, and the little harem-scarum girl with the head wrap. It says I went missing for 24 hours. Alexa Rivera. One day ago, 5 million views. I have great friends. They come to find me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go like and subscribe at Brent Rivera, at Pearson, at Ben Azalert, at Dominic Brack, if you see this. Well, I just told you about the delusions of claiming you have friends that aren't there, and the risk you take if you even dare breathe it out loud. The Mr. Beast burger. Oh, geez. Pretending to put my dog on a diet. Why would you pretend? Seeing what they're doing, they're gorging themselves, and they're fattening up their animals to eat them like in Hansel and Gretel. Pyramid scheme. I got scammed by Domix. 692,000 views. Shit. He says, hey, I'm streaming more often on Twitch now. Come hang out. Gives you the HTTP. It's all animated. And I'm the one that talked about these things. Whether it's the explanations behind pyramids or Ponzi schemes. And that's what is made a shit show out of the internet. I mean, a walking toxic landfill. And then we go into Minecraft, and the boy and the girl do their makeup together. I guess if they're covering up boils and bugs, but I just don't think it's right. Yeah, it's just all crap. And then Katie Roby's disguised as some other foul person, and I don't even know what their name is. I could care less. All right. So the whole thing with Nashville, right? The stimulus, the blah blah, the we're open, the we're closed, the video game, the cartoons, and a likely die story. Tag hair color. I feel good about that. Hang on. That's terrible. I can see how it already turned. All right. Wow. So it was all a psyop on both ends. I got it. What a setup. Okay. I don't need to say it out loud. It just shows the truth. Hey, I got a million things to entertain. Let me Let me go get one of my older videos. Let's see what comes for us today. This would be good. This was 5 years ago. And now all they remember is George Floyd. But see, this all started with a staged event that has to do with Mike Brown. So here's something for you. We'll take a break.
Hi. Did you ever wonder how we got here? Now, of course, I mean that in a lot of ways. I know where I'm at. I'm on the third cosmic ray. Unconditional love. St. Louis, Missouri.
That's in a book called
But
Saint
what I'm
Germain
really
on
talking
Alchemy.
about today
Excuse me.
is how did we get to a place of such confusion? So I'd like to share with you a little bit more from my year in review. And this has to do with that. So it's been suggested the way we got into this twisted situation lies in the lack of active participation to change our status. Yet in the days of corporations having human rights and human beings being bought, sold, and traded as commodities, just like food, water, and electricity is, how will we create free will actions morally, ethically, and spiritually that create change? In sharing my witness and expressing the 6 heart virtues, I aspire to do my part in sharing what I've experienced when it comes to how I've chosen to participate and the results that followed here where I live in my community of choice, which is surely just north of ordinary.
Okay, now I got this to say. Everything is exact to how it is now. This could be 2020. This could be 2015. This is actually September 11th, 2015. 9/11, you know. And this is my first year speaking online. And I'm already having people come for me and tell me to shut up and I sound like a man and to go away, and there's another harassing phone call, no doubt. So, wow.
1 year ago, residents received a postcard which called for participation to respond on 9 lines what we felt would be helpful in moving our city forward. This is what I wrote. Activate the call. All for one and one for all. Equal treatment for all, regardless of caste. A community coalition will enforce all human rights at the local level, free of charge. Oppressors, elitists, and judgers must relinquish their power before peace can become a living concept. There's a 1% power that oversees and puppets the very people we believe to be in charge. This dark force oppresses officials at the local, city, state, federal, and world levels, community and non-community members alike. Right livelihood concepts enacted by all Ferguson residents and businesses alike. Whoever is without sin.
Okay, now, it is 3:19 p.m. Central Standard Time, St. Louis, Missouri, across from the AT&T building on Royal Avenue and Florissant Road, Ferguson, Missouri, with the closed U.S. Bank across the street that stole 30 grand. Okay, now, what the hell? That's a lot of adrenaline at once. That's cortisol and adrenaline. You have to be able to process it, or it gives you stress problems, which is what they're trying to do to me. And that is the mental abuse, as far as the cyberbullying, harassment, stalking, so on and so forth. But I have this original composition that I wrote. This is 100% mine. The thing that's messed up is, at first, it was Heart Math Institute that came to me on what I describe as the phenomenon, September 1st, 2014, where they're obviously already torturing me and elevating me. Same program. It's pretty messed up. It's like getting squeezed through a press. But, oh no. I went too deep, but it's so deep. On September 1st, basically Heart Math Institute was who was there. And I believed it because they said they had 10 towers that were going up to measure and monitor the ability of the heart to love. And that led me to Courtney Brown, who ran the remote viewing, which has already phased into something different. And that's what I was looking at earlier when I said nothing. But it ties in also to Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, and his bullshit story, or not. Maybe it's my story, see, where they fire him in Missouri. And you really don't see him online. He turns into a video game. Bruce, you know, I mean, I don't know if he's around. It's not like I ever followed anyone and became their groupie. And that's why I guess the guys in the band don't really like groupies, because they get on their nerves. These guys don't, they're not able to really connect with a woman because there's too much pain. And that's why I think we're in the problems that we're in now, and I don't want to elaborate. It's too sad. All right, now, after we listen to this 6 Heart Virtues applied to the Ferguson effect, oh, and tag that daggum Wingmakers. Now, all these scams, all these lies, all this material, and it can't happen to 2060, and this Darlene that takes over the dead dude's media. See, that's the same story, man, as somebody stealing my data and putting it on Carrie Cassidy and Mark Richardson. It's the same crap. It went everywhere, and it was prostituted and manipulated. And that's why the song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, because they bought and sold me and nobody alerted me. And every word has meaning, like Mr. A.P. said in regard to Elvis knowing his own music.
That person cast the first stone. If that individual is found to be untrue by the community coalition, their findings will be made public. How about that? Down here, and I know in the world these days, a lot of atrocious acts are carried out anonymously. So while everybody wants to blame the guys in the masks, what I'm talking about is anonymous complaints coming from community members against community members. So for example, if somebody slanders me and seeks to do me harm, that person should have to have the courage to stand who they are and speak, and allow me to respond with my facts, figures, statistics, and heart brain.
So this is exactly what's happened. Went viral through the community of YouTube and Facebook and social media. And it all goes back to the Ferguson effect, which is true. And the manipulation of my data in 2013 with the servers. And I don't know where they came from. Somebody ought to go ask the Laneros. It was in their business, the corner coffee house. But they were all in on it, just like Kemp and all them. And they're all BTC. And they say because of me. And it's BTC is actually Blessed Teresa of Calcutta, who's black. But the church is John and James. It's fucking weird.
So what I thought was odd about this whole deal is that the business community, or at least personally myself, I wasn't sought out to participate or voice an opinion at 18 Church, where the Hair Emporium had been located. And of course, we all know that besides the families and the friends and the people that were affected by Mike Brown's slaying on August 9th, 2014, the major worry at the time, of course, was how the business community would be impacted and would the dollar still come in. Now, you understand that although I took the time and energy and put the love into cramming all that information on those 9 lines on that postcard, I never did hear a response, of course, as to what my input was. But, you know, at the forefront, I honored their truth, which is that surely everybody was way too busy to deal with any of my petty little problems, and surely this state of emergency would now supersede all moral, ethical, and spiritual outpourings that would be expressed. Now, here's a little something about synchronicity, and you know, when you're wondering really what's going on, and you're trying the best you can to figure it out, on that very same day, and so now I'm talking about September 15th. This is kind of an unusual story about a page on Facebook, so I invite y'all to investigate it before it mysteriously goes away. But one of the people that I had befriended in the community, someone I trusted, someone I donated to, someone that my daughter loved, came to my page and asked me to please go like the Ferguson Fact Check page on Facebook. And this person asked me not to ask any questions and to just do it as a faith-based friendship kind of show. So of course I did. I went to that page. And I thought it was odd that there was really just a couple people there. And I'll go ahead and show you the page now so you can all see it. Ferguson Fact Check. Okay. So I went there and I started inviting friends. And I know I invited over 100 people. At this point, there's 619 folks on this page. But what's also odd about it is when this page popped up, and I really thought that I would be doing my part as a citizen or as a patriot or as a good community leader and living and loving Ferguson, that I would start communicating. So I sent a letter, and to my surprise, it was taken down. And for any of you that know me, I always write well, keeping the 6 heart virtues in mind. And I asked, why had my letter been taken? No response. Also, what was odd about this, and it's way too little, I know, for you guys to see, but if you scroll down to the bottom of it here, I had actually said statements like this. So the first one on the 22nd was, would it be a problem to know who we're speaking to, please? That was never answered. Also, after the letter was altered, I asked them if the missing 2 paragraphs would appear and that I had faith that they would. I also asked where they went. No response to either of those things. Another odd thing about this page, for 619 people on it, there's only 2 or 3 people responding, and my dumb butt's one of them, right? But keep in mind, you guys, I was a virgin to Facebook and internet, let's remember, and I hadn't even been online 1 month when all this happened. So, Lord forgive us, we just don't even know what we're doing. I think I say that all the time now. Another thing that I made a comment on October 10th, I said, as this is a mystery page, I am hoping everyone keeps it positive. We are currently creating reality by visiting here. No response again. I also invited people to the event that the School of Metaphysics put on November 17th and 18th, which was the Peace Play that came to St. Louis. No answer. Again, I asked that my whole letter would be posted. I thanked them and sent peace.
Now, the School of Metaphysics used all my data too. This goes back years ago. And then you got the same people now that do the conventions with aliens and all that crap, would be the ones that before did holistic living expos, crystal festivals, psychic fairs, and any open air venue that I ever knew of here in St. Louis.
And after that, guys, I quit talking. So the last thing that I ever said on that page was October the 27th. And this page runs through to March. Let me zip back up to the top so I make sure I know what I'm talking about. March 12th, the last entry was entered by whomever anonymously runs the page to help. So, nothing's been said since March, and surely a whole lot has gone on. But what I will go back to with these 9 lines that I wrote concerning the first paragraph, of course, somehow people were chosen for that community coalition, and it made headlines that really nobody knew who they were, where they came from, and why couldn't normal citizens apply for the position? These people were picked another way. In the second paragraph, where we talk about the people that must relinquish their power, I don't know if I'm the only girl on the block or the hairdresser with the gossip that knows from talking to people the reason why this keeps going on is because nothing has changed. Of course, the media is puppeted to show little things that encourage hope that it has changed, but we're talking about bare bottom basics. And so, you know the old story about the one bad apple, right? That's what we're talking about now. How do these people stay in power? And, you know, I've been close to a lot of important people in this town, and I've surely asked that question. And nobody quite knows. I think I might know. Take a few more YouTubes to bring it out. And of course, too, let me go on record to say if anything happens to me, surely that there are other people that already have been given this information. So I plan on being as effective and loving as possible, which is pretty much for me. The last paragraph about right livelihood. What right livelihood is that when you do business or when you interchange and exchange and rearrange and do things with people, that you have to do something that benefits that individual or the community or society or the world as a whole. Any industries, say for example, things like GMOs and vaccines that serve no purpose, and they first do harm instead of, say, the Hippocratic Oath, which was first do no harm. These are the things I'm referring to, and at this point, the whole world really does understand that. It just is terrifying. So Anything that has come on me in this city has first come anonymously. So what that boils down to is one of the elitists that run the town call in and complain about me. So the city has no other option but to come and say falsely harass us or leave unsigned letters, mail that they say they tried to come by and nobody was here. We're always here, guys. Everybody that knows us knows that. We will defend our property and we will be here to welcome the people that come to the revival sign at the Big Yellow House. So I'm always here, always willing to talk, always looking for reconciliation and peace. That's about it for today's free will actions, guys. So if you open up your heart and you go through everything that has really been traumatizing to your evolutionary growth, and even if you just simply speak it like I am now and no change ever comes, a part of me is healed. And here again, I love where I live. And I love the fact that I have been an independent contractor since I was 19 years old. So fortunately, there is no one to run me and tell me what I can and can't do, even though that's being done at this very time. So I'll leave you with that and say peace, love, and light, and carry on, guys. Don't give up hope. And remember, the only way to fight this is with love, integrity, truth, and the 6 heart virtues. Take care.
Okay. This is 5 years old. 83 views. That's how much I got buried. I see it. All right. So we're gonna bounce back and I know nobody wants to hear about war no more. I get it. They've also done a curse on my blood type philosophy with the holistic stylist. It's seen way more views than this, but now it has 66 as its mark.
Hi, me Sue's holistic stylist, bringing you conversation today concerning why I believe you need to know your blood type in order to transcend and ascend.
Okay, that volume is not good enough. Why am I being like this? I'm just checking again to see what's going on. Yeah, balls a hush. Okay. Now, I'm going to be ending this live stream because I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch this feed I just pulled up because nowhere on it do I see the two fools that were in the video earlier that I identified as Chuck Bomber Shane and Emily Moyer. Now, one of their videos is here, but they call themselves the Situation Room. But that's not what I'm seeing as I look here. And it's kind of making me a little nervous. But there's comedy in it. It's serious. It looks serious. It looks funny. It looks serious. It looks funny. I can't read it. I don't know who that is, but I think I do. History Channel comes in, that'd be part of the Gaia Network. And the whole idea about, they said I couldn't run anything and they buried me and said I was dead. Boeing stuff. Oh, here's the last one on this. This is called the Situation Room Experience, Washington's Cabinet. And you see blood and Washington's statue falling down. And this is the Reagan Library, and it's 1 year ago. I don't know what the hell. No comments are allowed.
The year is 1793. Washington begins a second term as president. America is not a superpower. America is not a power at all. It is a new nation struggling to make its new representative government work in an ancient world still dominated by royalty and kings. Burdened by debts from the American Revolution, the United States depends on its former enemy, Great Britain, for the majority of its trade. Across the Atlantic, America's ally in the Revolutionary War, France, is in the midst of its own popular revolution, going so far as to execute their king, Louis XVI. The people of France rise up, violently overthrowing the aristocracy. These common people form the National Convention and seize the levers of power as thousands are murdered. The revolution of the Enlightenment has spread, but in a way that many in the United States fear. War breaks out against the Republic of France as the monarchies of Europe unite. Over a dozen surrounding countries join the war to stop France's new government and prevent a people's revolution within their own borders. France turns to its old ally, the United States. France was there for the United States during America's revolution. Now they feel it's America's turn to stand with France. In America, support for France, a fellow republic, is strong. But what can America do? The United States' young economy is dependent on trade with Great Britain, whose powerful navy exerts control over most of the Atlantic. America has no navy and no permanent army. It has also recently suffered a massive military defeat under General St. Clair in the Ohio River Valley against the combined tribes of the Western Confederacy. Surrounded by enemies in a world descending into war, how can America survive?
We didn't.
And what can you do to ensure that it does?
I tried.
Journey back now into history and step into the shoes of the founders of our nation as you attempt to guide our country through a critical period of the world at war.
That makes me kind of irk. It feels like a virtual reality because we really didn't. I tried everything and there's nothing more I can do, and I'm just waiting to die because we're all going to get killed. This is out of control. And they're pushing for it. I'm not blaming the Reagan Library or any of these people that are here. I'm saying that the mind control that shapes media is the masses. And the masses are into the rituals and the death and the anger. And it's only 3 days till the end of this reality. And they might drag it out and we might suffer more. But this is about my family and history, and you guys said cut her head off and take all the money. I mean, in the script. How tragic.